You'll have to keep looking.
Keep looking. Where do you suggest we do that?
I don't know. I hear Nebraska's nice.
Nebraska. This guy. You don't know what we've had to go through out there. Things we've had to do. I bet you've had to do some of those same things yourself, am I right?
Dave tenses his mouth here, which is a suppression of the effect that stress has on our bodies. He's possibly troubled by what he's been through before, or he's angry at Rick for not telling him where they're holding out. When we experience stress, a common effect on our bodies is that we begin to shake. This is the brain's way of preparing us to meet a stressor. Movement improves the chances of survival should we be in a confrontation. This suppression shows that either he's emotionally troubled or angry. He then does a distancing behavior with his eyes when saying things we've had to do. Our brain causes us to do this distancing behavior as a way to get away from a stressor, which in this case would be the thought of what he's done. He's being genuine here, as this distancing behavior shows that he's going through emotional pain, thinking about what he's done. That then causes him stress and thus causes him to distance. He also then tenses his mouth again. Rick is already in one of the three main responses to a stressor. In our brains, we have what's called the sympathetic nervous system, and that chooses our response to a stressor. We fight, we run away, or we freeze, pending more data to decide what we do. Rick is in the freeze response here and remains totally still, making strong eye contact with the threat. He's doing this to gain as much information as possible about the stressor in order to improve the chances of survival.
There ain't nobody's hands clean on what's left of this world. We're all the same. So come on, let's take a nice friendly hayride to this farm and we'll get to know each other.
Raid Shadow Legends. You've all heard of it, and that's for good reason. Raid is totally free to play and is available across Android, iOS, and PC. The game's story is set in the fictional realm of Teleria, which is under the reign of terror of the Dark Lord, Siroth. You are an ancient Telerian warrior, resurrected to destroy the Dark Lord and restore peace to the land. You must gather shards containing the souls of past warriors to grow your army and bring liberty to the citizens of Teleria. You must assemble an army for battles in epic locations, such as beautiful castles, dank dungeons, and hot deserts defended by vast numbers of bosses. So let's talk about one of my personal favourite bosses, Sir Galaroth, Guardian of the Arcane Keep. Now, unlike most of the other Potion Keep bosses, this guy is actually a pretty nice dude. Sort of like a paladin, tasked with protecting arcane knowledge, so only the worthy can use it. Literally though, he's guarding arcane potions, and he's checking to see if you are worthy of getting your hands on them. Now, Raid is constantly updating and is filled with new and exciting special events, and an absolutely jam-packed Halloween lineup toward the end of the month. Sounds epic. Well, exactly. So download Raid Shadow Legends now and take part in this epic quest. Oh, and did I mention it's completely free? And if you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the description or scan my QR code and you'll receive an epic hero Shonru, 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here for the next 30 days for new players only. Now, back to the video. Dave then fakes his smile. You can tell because the muscles around his eyes don't tense up, showing that he's not remotely interested in getting to know them. It's an obvious lie. Rick, who isn't an idiot, notices what he's doing and then distances as he's experiencing stress. He now knows that these guys just want to find out where they are and probably kill them and take their stuff. When he realizes he's probably going to have to kill them, he distances as it causes him stress. Also, look at Glenn. He directly mirrors Rick. This is a very interesting detail. When we mirror, especially as obviously as this, it shows that we feel submissive to someone. We see them as more dominant and in control, and we follow their lead because it's the appropriate thing to do. Glenn at this point isn't really the strongest of characters, and it's showing here where he just follows Rick's lead. He looks to Rick for his response and then follows what he does.
That's not gonna happen.
Rick,
bullshit. Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. Don't ever tell me to calm down.
Whoa.
I'll shoot you 3 assholes in the head and take your damn thing.
Whoa. Relax. Take it easy. Nobody's killing anybody.
Tony does a distancing behavior here when Rick declines their request to join him. Rick then acts in a very non-confrontational manner, not even looking at Tony. He's trying not to provoke the stressor because he doesn't want to cause an unnecessary fight, endangering Glenn and Herschel. However, when Tony threatens to shoot him, he stands up and makes direct eye contact. This is a demonstration of power and intimidation from Rick. He's asserting his authority on the situation with the hopes that they back down. Rick is totally calm here. He's not angry, he's not mad or upset. He's calculated. He needs to assert his dominance to get these guys to back off. His sympathetic nervous system knows that he's under attack and that these stressors could turn into life-endangering threats very, very soon.
Nobody's shooting anybody, right, Rick? We're just friends having a drink, that's all. Now, where's the good stuff?
Look at Rick's eyes. They're constantly moving, trying to get data to improve the chances of survival. He knows that Tony has reached for his gun and readies his hand next to his revolver. He tilts his head, which improves with sound localization. It's why dogs twist their head, but also so that he can keep his eyes on Dave at the same time. Rick knows what's about to happen. It's unavoidable at this point. You can kind of tell from Dave's exaggerated open body language that something isn't quite right. He could be trying to ease the situation, but I think Rick knows that there's a gun under there.
Huh? Good stuff. Let's see. Hey, look at that. That'll work. You gotta understand, we can't stay out there. You know what it's like.
Yeah, I do.
Herschel is also in the freeze response. He doesn't want to move, as back in caveman times, that would get us killed. Above everything else, movement is the easiest thing to give away your location. Not color, sound, or smell, it's movement, which is why we've evolved to freeze when facing a stressor. This is the most perfect example of the freeze response in action.
But the farm is too crowded as is. I'm sorry. You'll have to keep looking.
Keep looking. Where do you suggest we do that?
I don't know. I hear Nebraska's nice.
Again, absolutely no expression on Rick's face. That's because he's in the freeze response. His body doesn't want to move at all. Dave then pacifies, he exhales and distances his head to the floor. These are all traits of high-stress people, and it shows that he's very angered or upset that Rick won't lead him or his group to the farm. It's also a bit of an error here, but in the mirror, Rick is shielding his torso with his hands. This is called a blocking behavior, and we do this to protect the vital areas of our body should we encounter a threat. They've obviously cut two different takes together here. Still, it's accurate.
Nebraska. This guy.
Again, his smile is fake. The muscles around the eye are not tense. He's faking a smile, showing that he didn't at all find that funny and that he's actually quite annoyed. He kind of gives away what he's about to do with his body language. He tenses his mouth and then looks down to grab the gun, which gives away what he's going to do. This then gives Rick the jump on him. Rick is dead cold here because he's still in the fight response. The reason why the freeze response isn't credited much is because that response typically leads into another response. We freeze to gather data, and then we choose to either fight or run away. Rick was frozen, but the moment he was under attack, his brain had prepared him, and he quickly jumped into the fight response. Rick pacifies with his mouth here, which shows that he's going through high levels of stress. It's very common after being in a fight to see many pacifying behaviors. Our bodies fill with adrenaline and our heart rate increases, and once the stressor is dealt with, our body has to get rid of all of that buildup. This is why we pacify so much after. You've all watched horror films. After a jump scare, you'll find yourself needing to scratch or exhale. That's you needing to pacify. Overall, this is an awesome scene with very accurate and detailed body language. Rick knew from the beginning that this would go down and tried to avoid it as much as possible. That's very visibly shown in his body language. It's awesome. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.